Hi, Daddy. What you doing?
You doing the regatta shuffle right now? Oh, a little scullin'. And scoopin'. Some cold style and take. Twig. Let's go.
Yo, this is Dyson Knight in episode number 80 of the Sup'm Show, and we are talking about a woman's influence. How you doing, Dr. Kent?
I'm excellent, buddy. Your
Fantastico.
audio is very low. Let me see what I'm doing wrong here. I got something wrong.
That might be on my side. Let me see a little one too, but we'll keep going. I'll just speak a little louder until you can hear me good. Bro,
So,
corporations, governments, even nations are afraid of a woman's influence. Influential women make people scared. And I'm talking about big people, right? And let me put it to you like this. The only man that I know that it seems the world, especially America, fears right now is Donald Trump. I don't know no other man alive right now who people seem to be threatened by. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I gotta think hard about that one.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
no,
think about
no one
that.
else, no one else comes to mind. But as you let us know this topic, and I know people don't know how we run our show. It's always good to remind them that this show is 100% raw,
Oh yeah, we
and
raw.
we don't practice, we don't rehearse, and a lot of times we figure out what we're talking about when we reach on the show. So it's really organic and it's really natural. So we only found out moments ago what we were talking about. Of course, Dyson knows long, way ahead of time, so he's an advantage. So it's his job to grill us on the topic.
Yeah,
So
you got
thank you
some
for it.
time to think about it because we're gonna go a bunch of different ways. Apologize for Aunt's not being able to make it today. She's out sick, and I was counting on her to be a part of this show simply because she is the female voice on the
Yes,
Sup'm Show, and we could get a bit carried away sometimes because I mean none of us are women. We can't relate to how women exist in the world, so we can't really talk to defend you. We can only say exactly how we feel it, and straight up, I feel.
agreed.
As a man, that influential women are whew,
I don't like
dangerous.
that. I don't like that word fair. You said fair earlier. I don't like that.
Yeah, what would you say?
I would say just the truth that power women. First of all, what comes out of a woman's mouth is very powerful. That's what I would
Yes.
say. Um, Men are men of action. Our deeds is what build our hands are what make the world, what build the world.
Yeah, we speak
But
with actions.
women can motivate a man to do whatever. Almost most a lot of men, most men, to do what she wants, pretty much, just with words. And I
Yeah.
mean, she can build up or break down many men with just words. And I don't care who you are. You can be as alpha as you want to be. And I'm speaking of alpha, our brother soon show up here. But you can be as alpha as you want to be. There's nothing like when a woman reinforces your what you know about yourself. That's a special type of affirmation. Yes, it's cool, and yeah, you know who you are, and to go through all that stuff. But when a woman who you respect and who is worth her salt confirms that, which I've experienced, that's a big deal. So the problem is, so much of the world is run by simps and weak-minded men. So when you say we're afraid of that woman, I don't think it's fair. The problem is so many of these weak-minded men have positions of authority that they know that they can't resist the words or the idlings or desires of a woman. So if some woman is telling Putin, "Listen, I want Ukraine," Putin is going to get Ukraine for this woman. Even if
Look
he
at that
doesn't
crook.
want Ukraine, even if he doesn't need Ukraine,
Yeah.
he's going to get Ukraine
Yeah.
because that woman said so. You
Yeah.
understand what I mean?
That's a very good point. It makes me think about how this the feminist movement is happening right now, and women's liberation, and women saying that they don't need men per se. Um and I ask myself, isn't that one needing a man, if for the most part there's only like 4 or 5 women running countries right now, right? I mean, big countries, not the smaller nations probably have more, right? I'm talking about being the prime minister or president, right? um and those women stand out like a lot.
Yeah.
Mia Motley in Barbados. She's actually on that the top 100 most influential women in the world right now, right? She's
All
number
right.
99. And this is, let me finish one point first. Isn't that where a woman using her influence in just suggesting sometimes what it is that she wants to happen, and she gets it, right?
But here's what I don't like, Dyson, and this is why I kind of disagree with the feminist movement so much. The neo feminists, the
Yeah.
new feminists, is because I don't think she. Oh, I would prefer to say, and I didn't follow their elections or anything, but I would say that she got a position because she worked hard. She had a
Yes.
certain level. She had a certain level of integrity, certain level of intelligence, and what do you call it? Um, just being able to get things done.
No,
She was the right
she's
person.
well versed in politics. She's
She
a
was the
she's a
right
political
she was
child.
she was the right person for the job, and
Hmm.
that's why she is where she is. Not because necessarily because she's a female.
Yep.
She has her job because she's good at it, and she's the right person to get the job done. And I think we need to, as we discuss this topic, which is a pertinent point, but we cannot forget the fact that most of the world operates in that manner. Whoever gets the job done will get the job. Most
Right.
times, most
Right.
times, whoever can get the job done will get the job. Only an idiot would put someone who can't get the job done, the job, over someone who can't, male or female. Only a moron would do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So to suggest that that's the way it is normally is what I like to is what I vehemently oppose statements like that every single time. That is not the norm. The norm is who can do the job will get the job. Simple.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would
But
agree. I would agree with that.
women women do have a power, the power of their tongue, and the Bible talks about this, that men do not have. Men can speak into the world and women can speak into men. So you have to so so that's a unique relationship, and that relationship is supposed to work in order for there to be general, you know, utopia. And for the intention was for Eden, the entire planet, to be like the way Eden was. But
Hmm.
what happened? The woman got distracted and she told her husband, hey,
Yeah.
do this. And guess what? He disobeyed God.
One,
You ever,
how you could let the woman disobey
people,
God, man? One.
people don't think about that. He decided to
For,
listen to
for,
this.
Hold on 1 second. Hold that thought. Uh, yeah.
First off, the lady disobeyed God because she viewed this. Go ahead. You got to bring it down, man.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. All
Continue on,
right. All
sir.
right.
No, and
Yeah.
not, no, no, in all seriousness, and this is the first thing I thought about when I learned our topic today.
Mhm.
With her words alone, as far as we know, she enticed Adam to disobey the Creator Himself.
Tyson, I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna log out and log right back in.
All
Can't hear
right.
you
Do your thing.
properly.
Do your thing. Kent, you still
And
having trouble with
also,
my audio?
no, I can hear you great.
Okay. Good.
So
Yeah.
again, that's just the speed. That's just the first example of the power of a woman's tongue
Yeah.
and the power of the influence she can have over a man. You can speak life into a man. You can speak death into a man. If that man is not sure of himself and strong and secure with himself, but even if he is, if you keep hearing that a certain message over
You will
time,
break
it's
him
going to
down.
affect you, no matter how strong you are.
She will tear him down.
If
Yeah.
a woman keeps telling you you ain't worth nothing, you ain't worth nothing, you ain't worth nothing, it's gonna get to you.
I don't want to give off the impression that that I am, you may be, that I am such a biblical person. Man, I know the Bible. We grew up in Seventh-day Adventist, Baptist, Pentecostal, Jehovah Witness, and everything else church, right? But
Yep.
Delilah didn't get Samson on the first try.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
Well,
So
Samson was a pretty strong mentally and physically guy.
the dude was rock solid. He was as solid as it gets.
Or was he cute?
Since dun, 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 dun.
That makes the world a difference too. Now, come on now.
If he was what? Cute?
I say, but was he beautiful and cute? So, go
Yeah, the
ahead.
Bible said he had locks and it was fair. He was fair and some other stuff.
Yeah,
Man,
go ahead.
yeah, and but she was able to ultimately defeat him without one without being able to lift 10 pounds. She ain't had the kind of muscles that Samson
Oh,
had.
that's the power of the cooch. It's the power of the cooch.
I think it's even more than that though. I think when a woman is see and I don't want to go left on it. So let me quickly state this.
Please go left.
When a woman is adamant about validating her feelings based on what she wants or expects from the rest of the world, there's no end to that mission. That's what I feel.
True indeed.
That's what I feel. But let me drop this on y'all. I googled most influential women.
But this tiny ass beer bottle. Go ahead, Dyson. My bad. Beer
Like
bottle
I
look like
said,
that, bro.
Mia Motley was number 99. Do you know who's number 100 right after her?
Who's that?
I won't even go there. Let me say this. Most of the people on the list I know, I only know them from entertainment, but you have people that are political, people from women from politics, finance. Taylor Swift is number 5, the 5th most influential woman in the world. I get
Wow.
it. I get it. I totally get it, right? So I went on Spotify and I started listening to Whitney Houston music because I was trying to figure out, right? If Taylor Swift is the most influential woman and what she does is in entertainment, then it must be something more than music. On the billboards, I think she's on number 46, but it speaks that it's more than what you see that makes that woman influential. Probably, I mean, I guess it's the same thing for men too. But here's the scary thing. 2 things scary about this. Number 100 scared me, and the fact that certain people weren't on the list. A woman like Angela Davis wasn't on the list at all. And I know America hate her, right? But I'm saying she is one of the most influential women alive today. I mean, they dubbed her a communist and vilified her existence. Y'all Google what it is, what communism is, the definition for communism. Let me tell you what the definition for communism is, right quick.
I didn't know that. She was
Yeah,
branded a
bro.
communist. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
How is
bro.
she?
She's thrown in jail.
Oh, you mean not the actor.
No, the activists,
Yeah.
Black
Okay.
Panthers. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So communism is a political theory derived from Karl Marx, advocating class war and leading to a society in which all property is publicly owned, and each person works and is paid according to their abilities and needs. So
Mm.
I could see how that could scare the crap out of some people, right? Especially if you have no skills, if you have no talent, if 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 you need 600 count sheets on your bed, but your level of importance or contribution to the world or to your country says that you can only get 2 count 2 thread counts, right? then some certain people would be very, very alarmed and bothered by that way of thinking. So what do we do? What does the world do on both ends? Women with influence that are trying to that have a that are right, not, I wouldn't say right thinking, because then you would say that everybody else is wrong thinking, but who have some type of value and a standard that they want to follow. And it's strong and it speaks to great and bold change. What do we do with them? We tear them down. Oh, hey, Sabria. We tear them down. And who do we rise up? Do you know who number 100 is on the list?
Who's
After
that?
Mia Motley? Barbie.
Wait, the movie Barbie or the actual Barbie?
Barbie.
The doll, but
Barbie, the doll.
the doll, neither a person or a movie, a thing, a toy.
Yes, and this is an excellent point. This is an excellent point. Taylor Swift can sneeze that she could vote for whoever, and the Swifties moving with that flipping snot. Y'all understand me? Like
Hey,
like
the Swiftites.
the Swifties, bro, that is some serious influence. And then we know people. Beyonce is on the list. Rihanna is on the list. I didn't see Kim Kardashian on the list.
My boy Rock is in the house.
Ruckus, what up, bro? If I
That's
so
pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting that Barbie can make a list of influential women and she's a doll, but because she's a concept.
yeah, yeah, and
That's like saying Optimus Prime is one of the most influential
Influential
men
men in the world. Lionel,
in the
but
world. Lionel, He-Man.
He-Man,
here's
Cobra,
how
Commander.
here's how this crazy world exposes itself, though, because the movie Barbie, I watched it,
I
and
didn't watch it.
I didn't
I
I
watched
refuse
it,
to watch.
but
Refuse
but
to watch it.
refuse.
let me tell you what the movie is about, gents. It pivots that the image, the ideal of Barbie was orchestrated by a board of all men, all old men,
Don't you
gave
see what?
Barbie her identity.
Don't you
And
don't you
Uh,
see? Don't you see what? How can I put this now?
you say it pivots from that?
no,
No,
that's one of the core what do I say? That's a big part of the movie. And
Oh,
then there's this movement to to have women determine who they are instead of allowing men to paint them as what they want them to be.
Hmm.
Let me see what this is. K
I'm
Woods.
gonna stay.
The
I'm gonna
movie
stay
Barbie
quiet on that
was
point.
low key good. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. They spent plenty of money. Barbie is not only a doll, it's run by men. Correct. So they saying the same thing. So here's my thing, and here's my point. Here's in direction that I find myself going on this topic. Um
once the men realized that they were men, independent of Barbie, they started running shit. That's interesting. So,
let me
so,
see.
so, Woods, you saying you saying men should go and watch Barbie? That sound like a
That's how it
motivational.
sounds like to me, right? Like we should
That's
just go
not
run and
motiv-
rent that
That sound
right
like
now
yeah. That sound like some motivational shit.
in 8K format, the whole
Yeah,
DVD box set.
that sound
I
like some influential shit.
I with you, Ruckus. So
I would you.
here's my deal. And
That's a
here's
negative. K Woods ain't happening. I'll take your word for it though.
like I said, the world exposes its crazy self because we have certain people who I would suggest are, I wouldn't say they're not going to go against the grain enough to complicate things the way Angela Davis would. They're not gonna sit at the front of the bus, and I'm giving, um, the freedom fighters
This is
of
Angela
back in the day.
Davis or Angela Davies?
Man,
No, you're talking
tomato,
about the
tomato.
activists, the
The
political activists,
activists, the political activists.
Black
Because there's an
Panther.
Angela Davis as an
Black
actor.
Panther.
Yeah, that's
No,
why I'm saying
That's what I'm
Black
saying. I think
Panther.
it's I think it's Angela Davies, not
who
Davis.
wrote
No
who
man,
wrote all the books.
it's Davis. That's how she spell her name.
Yeah,
That's
DAV.
that's Davis.
Whatever,
she's a
man. Huh,
professor. She's a professor,
Let me
whatever.
move on to this next lady.
or she was a professor.
So I'm suggesting that women that have this type of influence that are high up on this list, they're not going against the grain much. For instance,
No,
if America says, we support Ukraine, that there's no one on that list who's gonna say nah. You feel me? That's what I'm suggesting. Now
Mm.
here are people who I think are influential. And this one person has been blowing my mind. I mean, she always blew my mind whenever she spoke. I like her outside of election season. In election season, I have to take things with a grain of salt because I know she campaigns hard, right? Candace Owens.
Mm.
Mm.
Now, there's that guy who y'all like. What's his name? The Canadian dude,
Jordan
Jordan
Peterson.
Peterson.
Peterson. She have to be a male Peterson, a female
But but
Peterson.
but but here's the thing, Dyson. A lot of women don't like Candace.
I know. You know
And I can
why?
and I can tell you all why.
A lot of
Tell me
women
why.
don't.
You guess you guessed it.
Let me
You
explain. Let
guessed
me
it,
explain
Sup'm.
why too.
Tell us why.
See, since this whole, if you may call it this, war on sexist, I'm independent, I could do my, I don't need no man, all started, which I always said, this is no war, because if this was really a war, they won't win. So this is not
Women.
a war. This is all something started by the feminist movement.
Yeah.
And in the long run, women will lose if you think that way. Very important what I just said.
If you think
I
which
didn't
way?
say you will lose. If you keep thinking that way, that men ain't shit, you don't
Okay.
need no man, at the end of the day, you will lose. Because every single thing that you do revolves around a man. The very house that you live in was built by a man. The car that you drive was built by a man. The roads that you drive on was built by men. But if something happens in the home or in your place of business, you got to call the police, a man shows up. So let's get rid of all this narrative that you only don't mind, you're strong and you're independent. You're strong and you're independent when it calls for you to be that. You're not that 100%. Now, what's that?
Go ahead. I'll
Now,
let you finish.
the reason why a lot of women are against Candace Owens because they view her as a pick me. Now, when we say pick me, they means that, out of all this bullshit that's going on now, here's a woman that appears to be strong in her opinion, but she actually sides with men. You understand? And then
I
a lot of these
understand.
women that come out and for some strange reason seem to like they side with men, they end up being chameleons. Now, when I say
Mhm.
chameleons, I mean that, they ride the wave.
Right.
The popular thing now is to either side with men to get the opposing side, which should be the same women too. Because let's be honest, negative views, positive views, all sells.
Yeah.
True.
So women are against Candace Owens based on that. But
I
then,
feel like
later on, who knows what she may come out and actually, display her true feelings.
I feel like just if I could summarize kind of what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
one is that Candace Owens portrays herself, she gives off herself as a strong woman who
Yes.
is in control of her own destiny.
Yes.
She's a businesswoman. She's strong in the political arena. She's influential in the words she speak. She influences men and women.
Yes.
And on top of that, she's still feminine.
There you go.
She doesn't claim herself as a feminist, and she doesn't buy into the whole victim
Boss bitch,
mentality,
I'm a bad bitch idea.
bad bitch victim
Boss
mentality.
bitch, I don't
And
need
that's
no
one
man.
thing.
Yeah, she don't buy into that.
That's one thing. That's one thing because I never the first time I really listened to her was her and when her and Ti had that little tiff on that podcast, right? On that show,
Mm-hmm. Right.
Hmm.
right? And I listened to it, and the first part of it, I was like, "Yeah, Ti, get her, Ti." And then by the end of it, I was like,
Absolutely. Ti
I was
shut
like,
the hell
hold
up.
on. I was like, hold on, she making sense. Like she
Yeah.
making a
Very.
lot of sense.
Yeah.
You know what
Hmm.
I mean?
Yeah.
So she converted me in like
Yeah.
one thing, but
Yeah.
most women don't like her because again, she can stand, she can hold her own against any man in a debate. She
Hmm.
can hold herself against any woman for sure, and she might just
Yes.
eat you. She might just demolish you. Uh, and again, she's very strong. She's independent if she wants to be, but
Yeah.
she is in her role as a submissive woman, as a submissive
Bingo.
het- heterosexual woman, which people don't like. And she just got a baby on top of that, so people don't like that either. And
And on top of that, if I may add on to your
Why
marvelous
they not
point,
like
sir,
it? Why they not like it? I don't
hold on.
they don't like
understand.
it.
And on top of that, she
How
also
could you not
openly
like it?
said that she submit to her husband.
Right.
Very
She
important
says
right
this
there.
openly. She says this
So
openly.
Openly said it.
So
my
they don't
theory,
like her. They don't like her for those reasons. That's the reasons why people don't like her.
right? But here she is now. She's speaking openly on. I think she's on the Breakfast Club the other day, and the
Hell
following
yeah.
day she loses
Yep.
her job. Right? Let me read this.
Defend your points. That's the main thing about her because if you make a point with her, you got to back it up because
Hmm.
she can back up everything she said. I like listening to her. My wife hates it. I like listening to her.
And Kent, what do we always say? Me
I
and
love
Kent,
listening.
listen, me and Kent always say this right here, and this is so true, right? The majority, not all now, the majority of women, when you corner them in a situation, they move the goalpost. They love to move that goalpost, boy, because they
Yep.
don't
Yes.
know how to stand and defend their point. Candace Owen knows how to do that very well, articulately well, and then make her own point to make your point seem stupid.
Yep. 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 Yeah. My I want to
Good points.
speak.
Very
These
good
are
points.
great points.
Hmm.
And I bring up Candace Owens, and I really wanted to spend most of the show talking about this phenomenal woman. Um, and I don't care if Ruckus don't like her. I love this girl
I
because
don't love her, but she's all
no,
right.
no, I love her. I
I
accept
love
that
what she stands for.
she it ain't to me. It's the fact that she's a woman. It's the fact that she's obviously a thinker, and I can tell that she's not being well outside of election season, whereas if she with her type of influence, she better get that bag, especially during election time. Whoever paying her the
Right.
most money is who she should campaign for, and I'm not even gonna care what she have to say during election season. But when she's not speaking based on what other people she feels other people want to hear.
Right.
She's breaking it down and saying, this is what I believe, this is what I'm going to do, and this is why I'm going to do it. You may not agree with her, but you would understand clearly why she's making the choice. And that is a trait that I would love every woman in my life to have.
Ain't gonna happen. Keep hoping.
Hey, but one thing we forgot to mention about her, about Candace Owens, is that she's gotten to where she's gotten to without publicly using her sexuality. Now we don't know if she did it privately, but she did it without the short skirts and the breast showing up and the cute face, and because she's not really cute. She's
No.
I
not
was
that
gonna,
attractive. She's not attractive, but she's attractive to listen to. So that makes her attractive.
yeah. No,
You know what I
I
mean?
would definitely take out just because she's smart. That
Right.
smartness, her intelligence is a real, and this is without the fame.
And
I've
dude, like,
I've I've dated women because they were intelligent before,
yeah,
not being in a full relationship, but they were. I was
Disclaimer.
I was
No,
too
no,
smart for
no,
that.
no. Listen, disclaimer. Not really being in a full relationship, but
I
I
was too
dated them
smart.
before. Okay.
my
I was
the first phone conversation me and my wife had, we talked for about 4 hours, bro. Like the first time we talked on the phone. And I mean, like, I was like, this girl have brains. Like she have a plan for life, and she knows what her goals is, and she know what a role is. She know
a
what type of
seven or
man she
what?
want. Like, you understand what I'm
So
saying? So So I'm saying like, and how what Wood said about the word submissive, he's correct. People think of submissive means absolute obedience, and that's not what it means. Uh in my view, that's not what it means. Because
I
I
know.
don't need a woman who just agree with everything I say. I don't need that. I need a woman who can analyze the situation with me and pick up something I missed. You know what I'm saying? Or give me an
Mhm.
alternative idea, or who can help me and say, well, you know what? Uh, I know you want to do this, but check this out. And then I even like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. You understand what I mean? Or it don't make
Yeah.
But the
sense.
seven is
Or
good.
or it don't make sense. You understand what I'm saying? So you need a woman like that in your life. Submission doesn't mean just do what I say and don't respond. Don't talk back. I don't want to hear your input. If you got a woman like that, that's useless. That's a useless woman to a man. That's a man you get when you're 60 and 70 years old. That's a woman you get, sorry, when you spend a
Mhm.
man is 60 and 70 years old and you go get a 20-year-old who don't know nothing but life, who can't give you no input into whatever you've done in your life.
Mhm.
You understand what I
Mhm.
mean? That ain't what I
Yeah.
need at this point in time. I need a
Yeah.
woman who can help me build and lift me up when I need to and follow me when
Yeah.
I say let's go. That's what I need.
Yeah. And that's what you should have. But
Yep.
but
You know?
but okay, let me touch on both of these things whilst y'all read what Sabria says. K Woods give Candace a 7 out of 10, right? Now, personally, for the sake of being a bit of a jock, I would get into the rating exercise, right? If you rate Candace Owens, talking directly to K Woods now, if you rate Candace Owens as a 7, what do you rate Beyonce?
15 out of 15.
I don't think seven is bad. I mean, like we said, she's not
Uh,
physically that attractive, or she doesn't present herself physically that attractive.
I
You know
don't
what I mean?
all I when I see Candace Owens,
She
all I
doesn't
can say
utilize
is
sex
that
appeal.
all
She
I
don't
can
wear
say
the
is the woman is very. This is what I think she's attractive because she's intelligent and because she carries herself well. But in today's world, I gals is do all type of different things to make themselves look a certain way.
I
One time ago, Oprah wasn't cute. One time ago.
Oprah
what
still
do you
ain't
mean?
cute.
What are you talking
Oh
about?
yeah, Oprah fine. She is
Oprah still
fine
ain't
now, boy.
cute.
Oh boy, Oprah look
Wait a
good
minute.
now,
One
boy.
time ago wasn't cute. Oprah still ain't cute, man. What are you
One
talking
time
about?
ago, Whoopi Goldberg was
Still
cute.
ain't cute. I don't care. Still ain't
Dude,
cute.
See, this is why I
Still
needed
look like a
aunts
man. Go ahead.
on this
bro,
show. Okay, y'all
bro,
was
did you
reading. Let me just touch Ruckus.
Tyson, Tyson?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm
Go
I'm
ahead.
sure those two women you new name we just call are on that list. You really gonna get us in trouble with those women?
Too bad. They ain't cute.
Wait, I love Oprah, and I love Whoopi
But
Goldberg.
they ugly as sin.
But what I'm saying is that they know.
They ugly.
Oprah just admit to taking the fat loss pills.
Yeah,
They
man.
know that they use their money to make sure that they put this. They know they have their personal nutritionists and physical instructors. They spend money to get themselves together. It is possible
Together
now.
like how?
A lot of, I mean,
Together like
to
how?
lose to keep fit
Oh, to
to
keep fit. Okay. Okay. Okay.
and to get their makeup done whenever they're on
Makeup done.
camera, whenever
Makeup
they
done.
do,
Okay.
whenever they do give themselves to the public, they're well made up
Makeup done.
because they have a budget for it, and not
Yeah.
everybody has a
Oh,
budget
that's a
for it.
big budget, boy.
And people who don't have the budget for it don't look as good
Boy, look, yeah. Some people who don't
man.
have
This
the
show is
budget
not
for it
about
still look
this.
better.
This is not the topic for this show. You say Beyonce is a 10 out of 10? Okay, if
I
you
didn't
give
say that.
Beyonce, no, I talking about K Woods. K Woods give Beyonce a 10 out of 10. This is not what the show is about. But if you give Beyonce a 10 out of 10, then what do you give Kelly Rowland? All right, so
We
let's
talking overall?
yeah, out of
Or,
10.
or,
Because
or we
if
just
Kelly
Beyonce's
talking
a
Rowland,
10, that's
Kelly Rowland
perfect.
was always better looking than Beyonce by far.
But then they ain't no 11, so that means Beyonce got to now drop down to a 9
As a
or
matter of
8.
fact, Beyonce annoying as hell. The only good part about her is her last name is Knowles, like
This
mine.
show is not about this. Ruckus say the co-town, right? I mean, that's a really harsh thing to say. She bows down to the master. I'm thinking that he's saying that because is it because she's married to a white man? Is that where you going with that? Ruckus, let me just evaluate what's happening. Y'all read what Sabria
Well,
said? What was
people
going on
also
there?
don't like her because she's Republican, and automatically, if you're black and conservative, then you're a traitor. So it's always been like that.
Say
It's
she's a
Mm,
always been like that.
bargain basement Stacy Dash.
damn.
Say,
Come on,
say
Ruckus.
bargain
Come
basement.
on
Get
now.
out of here,
Ruckus
bro.
really don't like her,
Come
man.
on now.
I love Candace Owens. I have
And
Don't tell me
Stacy
Stacey.
Dash don't look good either, by the way.
Don't
So
tell
there
me
you go.
Stacey Dash is a 10 because Stacey Dash is a moron. she's a
Absolute moron.
she's a
and it,
complete moron.
and if you
Hey,
give
Ken,
Beyonce,
she clueless. You see what I
man, I
did
ain't
there?
talking about that raping nobody no more, man. I'm talking about women of
No
influence.
pun
And see how
intended. She clueless, Tyson. Stacey Dash is clueless. No pun intended.
no pun. All right. That's this. Okay. Pull it back together, guys. Women of influence, influential women.
Bring it
Oprah
in, y'all.
was
Focus,
Oprah on that? Yeah, I
focus,
think
focus
Oprah
on
was on
this,
that
y'all.
list.
Focus on this.
I can't remember if Oprah is on that list. And the things that some of these women of influence
They
are doing.
influence. We influence.
Uh,
My wife influenced Sabria. See that? Influence.
mm. Oh, okay. Your experience. Okay, great, great. Okay. No, but that's on topic. And I
You're
wanted to break
welcome,
it down
Sabria.
to
You're
that.
completely welcome. 100% welcome.
At some point in time, the women that we have in our immediate lives and what type of influence they have on us and how it's being used. Now, first of all, I tell y'all right now, one of the closest women in my life is my mother, right? And my mom, who is a fan of the show, sometimes she is telling me to do some things. She's be like she told me I always telling you to go back to school and you need to study computers because technology is the. And if I had listened to her 20 years ago, I probably would be where our boy Troy was at in running some um tech department, right? Which would have been excellent. I probably would have been much richer. I probably invented some AI type stuff by now, right? Because your boy that dumb. I that dumb. I ain't calling myself. I dumb enough to work in computers.
Right.
But some of the other things she tells me
Mm-hmm.
is get me in a whole lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the people who my mommy tell me, you need to go make up with her.
But
But you gotta understand, Dyson. They coming from a place of they old school, man. You gotta understand that, bro.
All right, but
I honestly never had. My mom is always on point with my women's choices. Like she said, for my introducer to Fee, she said she knew I was going to marry her, so that was that. So I never really had that issue. And there was a time when Fee and I was going through a rough patch, and she was like, "You need to fix that," and that's all she had to tell me was, "You need to fix that."
she ever tell you that but anybody else?
No,
She ever met anyone else?
yes,
Mm.
almost all,
Wow. Wow.
almost all of them.
Wow.
Oh
She
boy,
say
the
she said
nasty
she say
five plus one.
and she say what happened, and she's because Fee must he call her. She influenced a woman once again. Fee called her, and they had that conversation, and she called me. Didn't let me know she talked to Fee. I didn't find out until later. She talked to me like nothing's going on. Then she's like, "So I could hear something's going on with you. What's going on? I could hear it in your voice." She probably was lying. She's probably not telling the truth, mom.
That's a
But
woman who knew how to use her influence.
she knew how to use her influence.
Hmm.
And she said, "You know what? You need to fix that." And again, we talk about the power of a woman's words. And your mother is one of the most influential persons in your life, bro. She can speak anything into your life.
Right.
So she said, "You need to fix that." And that's all she had to say. Because I thought
Yeah.
about it and I was like, you know what? Yep, I need to fix that. And they fixed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Yep.
but first of all, I'm offended this way comparing. How are you comparing Candace Owens to Stacey Dashway? That's like comparing flicking
Optimus Prime to Transformers to GoBots.
yeah, Optimus what the leader of the Go Boys name?
Leader one.
Leader one, the flipping Optimus Prime, baby. Like what the
Yeah,
hell?
yeah,
What's
yeah,
going on
yeah,
with you,
yeah.
bro?
Yeah.
What is going on with you?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you
And
say?
see,
That's low key
oh, sorry.
manipulative.
Yeah, and see the deal with that there, and that brings me to my final question of the show is like how how should as men, what is the most effective way a woman should use her influence? Because we all agree that they are influential, they do influence the world. Even as you spoke one about the man build a house, but I bet you he built a mansion because she said the house wasn't freaking big enough.
Yeah, when she dropped that coach on him.
You feel me? So, but how is it to make, because the show is about building men, especially from talk to transformation. That's what we talk about. And now we want to speak to how women can benefit men who are positive and self-building, seeking to be the best version of yourself that you could possibly be in the most positive way, right? How should women use their influence with us? Think about it. And there was another side of this question. Um, how shouldn't they? What type things they should not touch? What is off
Uh,
limits to
Woo.
using that influence on us as men? So think about that. Let me see what Rock is saying right here.
I ain't gonna take long about that.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I ain't
This
gonna
has
take long
nothing
about
to
that at
do
all.
with it. Looks.
All I'm
Let's
do
see.
is look, Candace Owens'
George
commentary on
Floyd.
George Floyd, yada 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 yada
Now,
yada.
wasn't that around election season? Wasn't that around the time of Black Lives Matter? Correct me if I'm wrong, Ruckus. Let me know if that was election season. Because if that's
We thought
election season,
we're not talking about looks though. We're talking about brains and just common sense coming out of your mouth. When I talking
yeah,
about Candace Owens versus Stacey Dash, Stacey Dash is a moron. She's a complete moron. If you listen to what she says, she has no substance behind the things she says.
it's our
Stacey
opinion, ladies
Dash.
and gentlemen. It's an opinion-based show.
Oh,
And
For
on top of that,
entertainment. Yeah,
Stacey Dash ugly too.
opinion-based
but
show, ladies and
but
gentlemen. And
when you
Kim
see
Kardashian, her body look weird. Opinion-based show, ladies and gentlemen. Opinion-based. Go
You
people
ahead.
know
come
what?
with when you
I'll
see
go as
somebody
far
come,
as even go ahead, Ken.
that's what I'm saying. When you see somebody come with facts, and these are hard facts to listen to. Like when she's one of the few people who will speak up against how our community should treat ourselves. And we don't like to
Mhm.
face what our community needs to do. We only like
Yeah,
to talk about what the white man and what the oppressor is doing to us. We don't like to talk about what we're doing to
we
us.
doing to us. Yeah,
And she's
true.
one of the ones who speak up about that, and people
Yeah,
don't like to hear that.
fix us
When
first.
Bill Cosby did it, they shut him down. And everybody else who would speak up and say, "Listen, we as a people need to do this. We need to stop doing that, and we need to start doing this." When we say black people kill more black people than anybody else, nobody wants to hear that. You want to flush that under the toilet, and you want to just say, "Oh, it's the white man that's making us kill ourselves." So that's why they don't want to listen to somebody like that who's saying that. Nobody wants to listen to that stuff. Nobody likes to hear that type of talk. They want to hear that you don't have a choice. You don't have it's not your fault that you are where you are. It is
Uh-huh.
absolutely it might not be your fault where you started, but
Right.
it's absolutely your fault where you are. It is your fault where you are. Nobody else's fault.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah.
And a woman telling you that makes it even worse. And
Yeah.
let me answer your question since I talking one. Let me just answer the question since
Go
he's
ahead, go
talking.
ahead.
I think that's one of the way women should influence us. Women should influence men by making us realize and first of all, realize and recognize our real potential. That's the way that women should influence us. There are different ways to do that. You can use your mouth to do that. You can use your demeanor and your whole personality. You don't even have to say words in some cases. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But a woman, a man should want to be what he is and who he is for himself, number one, and for his
Hmm.
wife and family, number two. So
Hmm.
if your wife and family is worth it, that's going to motivate you and push you to do more and better. If your wife is
Agreed.
somebody who can support you and build you up with her words, with her actions, with her personality, her history, or even um, her own self worth
Yeah.
that can continue to motivate you and contribute to who you are. On the flip side of that, maybe you didn't marry a woman who's corporately inclined or something like that.
Yeah.
You also need a woman who can comfort you. You also need a woman who can remove and decrease stress from you.
That's right.
That's a
Mm.
very important piece. See, oh,
It
she
was
just bring
just
the
said
word. Look
that.
at that word. Look at that word.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
now,
Peace.
now, now, I agree. I agree with everything what Dr. Kent Bazard just say, right? But I
Right.
would like to add just a little stipulation in there. You have to be very careful. Sometimes, not all the time. You have to be very careful with these women with a bunch of degrees also. Reason being that some of these women with a bunch of degrees, more than a thermometer, you can't tell them nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And you most certainly can't build with them either because they think they know everything already. Now, in my experience here, I don't care about how many degrees a woman have. I don't care how much she's been in college. I don't care about her accomplishments. I care about someone that's sane-minded, can take criticism
Mm-hmm.
in a loving way. I care about someone that's not trying to compete with me. That is very important too in a relationship
Mm.
because you have a lot of women that love to compete with their husbands and compete with their
Mm.
men.
Mm.
And when I say compete, I mean that you do, I could do better. You do what I've been to some, not all,
Yeah.
but the majority of women that are college educated is very hard to receive instructions in any way, shape, or form
Yeah.
because they
Yep.
feel they just know it all.
Yeah. Or you don't know
Me,
enough to tell them anything.
exactly, because they felt they paid their dues and whatever, whatever. Like I always say, a woman with a degree never dates a guy below her. She's always looking for someone on her level or above. A
Yeah.
man with a bunch of degrees and who a millionaire will date somebody out of McDonald's.
Yep.
That's just how it is. I didn't make those rules. That's just how women
Chicken
are wired.
nuggets. Chicken
Was that
nuggets. Chicken nuggets.
exactly with a
All
large
day.
fries, please, and make it quick too. But yeah, I
Yeah.
just like to add that. But Dr. Kent Bazada is absolutely right. But yeah, you got to be very careful with these college educated females too. I know it's not about, oh, you feel intimidated as a man. Like let's cut that narrative out too.
Yeah.
Because ain't nothing about no female is intimidating. You're not
I agree.
intimidated.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But I would
Mm.
I would I would I would I would add to what you're saying and say
Hmm.
that it's not only does it does what you're saying apply to college educated, because you could have a woman who is quote unquote self empowered, her own business self, or made a lot of money without going to college. Let's say she had a
Yeah.
nail salon, or she has 5, 10 nail salons and doing very well, or
Hmm.
she did a real estate course and is very successful,
Mm-hmm.
successful and prominent without going to college. So it's not just the college education. I think is the empowerment that you get. Whether it's a college education or whether it's just pure finance and business and hustling.
Yeah.
Um, Again, they feel like you can't tell me nothing. I agree with you. I agree with you, and I think again that's why one of those stipulations is one of the ways that we shouldn't, to answer the other part of your question, Dyson,
Mm-hmm.
the way that they shouldn't influence us, or those things that are probably the worst thing you could do to a man, I think, in my experience as a man, and I've had some nasty things said to me by women that I'll never forget. Like
Yep.
never forget.
Down.
I had a woman tell me, and I'm gonna say it. I had a woman tell me, and I'll never forget this, bro. This changed the way I move. It
Here
changed
we
the way I
go.
move. No, no,
Dyson,
I'm
you ready
serious.
for
I'm
this one?
glad she.
Hold
I'm
on.
actually.
Hold on.
Hold on, hold on.
Go
She
Hold
ahead.
on, you're
said
gonna
this.
give me your own spot, buddy. Go ahead. That's you. That's all you. Go ahead.
Hello, hello. We didn't have to tell
I
the whole.
I
We
get
didn't have to.
I
We didn't have to make this whole production about it.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Anyway, but no. In all seriousness, I
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't appreciate it at the time,
Hmm.
but later it changed me because I said, "Ain't a woman ever gonna say this to
Boy,
me
get to
again."
the point, boy. What did she tell you?
Listen, man. Just listen. She said,
To the damn point, man. Beating around the bush, man.
we here for you. We here for you. Come,
We here for you, bud. We can give you hugs
circle it.
after this. What
We here
happened?
for you, bro.
she said, you are a burden to me.
What? What? She did not.
I said, oh, old bird ass nigga, man.
What she mean by that? Like a flamingo? Like a bird?
He's a bird. What kind of bird? Hey, he's an albatross, mate.
Ladies who watching the show, this is how men normally behave. This is how your friends behave.
This is what we do when you hurting. And so,
When you hurting,
Who hurt you, kid?
they can just
He's an old
take the knife.
turkey ass nigga, mate.
They can just take the knife and just turn it in your stomach like that.
You say, I said, he's a
whole
quail.
chicken.
He's a quail.
These are your friends, ladies. This
You
is how
supposed to,
men.
hey,
these-
you supposed to duck off. That's what you're supposed to do.
Old bird.
This is how male. This is how male friendship works. You see that?
Shit down the road. He's a bird.
Let me mute me. I can mute me.
This is how male friendship works, just like that. These characters here. Come on with the show, man.
Oh,
All right.
he's a
No,
bird.
she
No,
Robert,
but seriously, it motivated me, and I said, no woman can ever say that to me again. Ever.
Albatross.
And
Albatross.
that changed the way that changed the way I handle a lot of situations.
Yeah.
That changed the way I interact with women a lot. To this day. To this day with my wife, it changed the way I interact. So I'm glad I experienced that. But that was a tough one. That was a tough one to take.
Well, question. Let me ask you this: did you consider yourself a burden, though? Did
No,
you consider yourself a burden?
I had no idea. I had no idea.
Why would she say that? And you ain't got to say who it is. I have an idea who told you that, because you know Nazi 5+1 know everything. But why would you consider yourself? Why would she say that?
At the time, I was a college student, and she was working.
Okay. All right.
Long story short.
So you was a burden then.
No, I will validate that, because I've been in a
Burden ass nigga,
relationship.
mate, get out there and get a job, you burden.
I've been in a relationship when I was high and bringing people
Burden
up
ass nigga, man.
and bringing people up. I was a king.
Real
When
bird eyes.
When I had my low moment, it's the same thing. The same thing what Juan was saying. When you get your degree and you come up and you do all these things and all of a sudden you forget how you get there.
Yep.
And men are guilty of this. In fact, let's put on our final words music.
Burden.
Yeah. So men are guilty of this too. And we see this a lot in relationships. Oh, if you get the comments, what we got going on here? Yeah. We forget that it was the two.
Well, all I need is a Big Mac by K Mac. What you thought? KK Wood. You thought I almost called him K Mac. Hold on, K Woods. All I need is a Big Mac, all right? And some chicken nuggets. Very important.
Yeah, but it took two in a lot of instances to get to where either one of you are, right? Or where both of you are. And we tend to forget that and then throw one or the other under the bus. Somebody calls you a bird, right?
A bird den, right? Say a bird den.
Oh, a bird den. Oh, my
yeah,
God.
that's him.
He ain't gonna never tell us nothing.
That's him.
Never. Never.
He learned
That
another
ain't
lesson
me.
today.
That ain't you. That's him.
I try to contribute to the show with some live,
I know, right?
organic stuff.
Man. Hey, but I ain't gonna lie. Men could laugh at men this way, but it hurts. And talk about women's influence again. If a woman was circling this bad laughing at them right now, it would sting a whole lot worse.
Yep.
And we need to be okay with talking with men that we respect, right? We need to be okay with that. We need to be okay with being vulnerable in front of men so that we are stronger in front of women. Because women ain't gonna give you no flipping.
Don't ever be
give you no
vulnerable in
chance.
front of no woman, boy. Don't ever do that shit.
Never.
So
Never.
woman's influence final words on the matter. Who wants to go first? Me?
Me,
Or-
don't be a burden.
All right. The Something Show episode 80. I think anybody else need to speak after that.
Don't be. Listen, guys. Whatever you all do, don't ever be a burden like Dr. Kent Bazar. All right. Ever in your life, don't ever be a burden, albatross, chicken, quail like that guy.
Like how he was, and now the table is turned. And listen, if
Burden
you're
ass
gonna
nigga.
if you're gonna be influenced by a woman,
He's
man, here's
a
my final word.
ban. He's a ban. Burden ass nigga. But you should know better than that. But don't ever tell us nothing like that. Like, never again in your life. And when I see you in person
No,
very
I
soon, I'm
appreciate
gonna call you there. You watch. I
I'll
don't care
reveal
what you do
something
with good
next show.
accomplishment.
I'll be vulnerable on the next show. Man, you're welcome. We'll be vulnerable. I'll be vulnerable. Oh yeah, what I was saying. Shoot, what the heck I was saying, man. If you're gonna be influenced by a men, and women, I would hope that you would always influence the man, even if you don't know how to do it in a positive way. Have a positive mindset about it, right? Have positive intentions, at least. Even though you may try to be saying, I really need you to study harder and probably get a part-time job so that you and I could be equally yoked. That's what she meant when she spoke to Dr. Kent Bazard before he was a doctor. She didn't mean to just call him a bird. But women short on words when they want to talk down to you, right? So yeah. So
Man, you want Burger King again? I
but
don't have
for
no money
men-
for no Burger King. Can't stop being a burden.
men and Dr. Kent Bazard, I'll use you as an example again. You don't allow that to break you. You don't allow
Nobody-
that to pull you down.
You be strong.
You,
I'm here for you.
you get up on your two legs, you take a running start, and you fly like a free bird. Okay?
Come hither, my friend. Come hither. Come hither.
And be a leader of the flock.
Fly free, my friend. Fly. Stop being a burden. Just fly. Oh,
You have any final words?
oh boy. Oh, me? You don't want my final word.
The
Let
doctor,
him know. I already give my let him know. Let him get it. I done.
you have,
Yo. Oh.
all right. Okay, I don't know.
All right. Get back
But
to
it's
the
a
show,
serious
y'all. Back to the
topic.
show.
It's a
Back to the
serious
show.
topic, you know. It's a
This
serious
is
topic.
serious. It is very serious.
All right. So I would say a lot has been said.
Yeah.
But I think one thing we gotta emphasize is it's important for women to understand
Yeah.
the influence they can possibly have over a man in their life. And that man could be their spouse, brother, father, or child.
Yes. Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because I can tell you my daughter says things and that influences me.
Yeah.
My daughter just told me she want to be the best in the world.
Wow.
So
Nice.
that tell me I need to pick up my game.
Yep.
You understand what I mean? So I'm saying to you, women, directly, because we were talking to the men a lot.
Mhm.
Men, yes, don't be burdens, fine. But women, absolutely recognize this power that you have. The power of your femininity in words and in actions and in just your being, who you are as a person, as a female partner to your spouse or potential spouse, because that's what is most valuable to us, and that is the kind of woman we will commit to. That's the kind of woman we will try to give everything to. If you're worth it, if that's what you portray, and that word there, peace, that word said, that's a strong word, but if you convey peace, because you can disagree without starting a war. It makes sense?
Yeah.
You can disagree. You can
man.
disagree with my decision. You can disagree with my path. You can disagree with my choice without starting a war. It don't have to be
Yes.
war. We can just disagree, and there can still be peace. And on top of that, when I'm out there and I have my war out there and I come home, I don't need you to build another war with me.
Bingo.
That's gonna make it even worse.
Yeah.
All right. So a lot of women don't think that's their problem. That is exactly one of your roles. And yes, we do that for each other.
Yeah.
But women are way better at it than we are. Way better at it.
Yeah.
Right. So those are the two things I think that women should make sure, as far as influence and the power and influence of a woman. Those are the two things I think women should focus on. Not forget.
All right, gents. I think
That's
this is
it.
another great show. Make sure you subscribe to the Sup'm Show. We are here every Sunday, almost every Sunday. If something happens, we'll post about it. 7:30. Apologize again for Ants not being on the show. We'll see y'all again next week, and the next topic will be determined on Wednesday. Bombs to the world, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
And that's just what it is, man. Big JP, Dyson Knight, Dr. Kent Albatross Brazard. And then that's just what we do. Fly away. We out
Peace
here.
out.
Peace.